First, you were frightened by the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Then you were terrorized by Halloween. And now, prepare to be pulverized, traumatized, and hospitalized by Splatter U.
Hello, you stinking rotters. Welcome back to Brainrot, the podcast that takes a deep dive into the best, worst horror films of the 80s and 90s. I'm Stevie, your VHS veteran. This year is speeding to a close, and so is season 2 of Brainrot. Well, don't worry, we've still got a handful to get through, but we will be wrapping up just before Christmas. If you'd like to know what films are coming up in advance, check out our Twitter and Instagram accounts, where we announce the lineup of the next few films on a regular basis. On Twitter, it's Stevie's Brainrot. On Instagram, it's BrainrotPod. Different handles, lovely and confusing. Last week on Patreon, Becky Dark joined me for the first episode of our Warlock retrospective, the horror fantasy trilogy from 1989 onwards. We had the absolute best time. We laughed so much that we began sweating, and in classic Stevie style, I made perfectly offensive blunders like this one. So this is played by Mary Woronov, who was a big cunt. Oh. Cult actress. Yeah, so well done me. Jeez. The other day, I threw my house keys across a field instead of the dog's tennis ball, so my pandemic brain is still realigning. If you'd like to hear that episode and a heap of back catalogue episodes, just head to patreon.com/Stevie's Brainrot to sign up from just $5 a month. The Warlock retrospective will be continuing soon. This week, I wish I'd had the foresight to cover Happy Birthday to Me, as today is actually my birthday, but I didn't have the foresight. As I said, I'm throwing keys across fields. So instead, to celebrate TROVEMBER, I didn't know that was a thing, or if it is an actual official thing, but I saw it on Twitter. I just so happened to be covering a TROMA movie, and it was in November, so boom. Joining me to talk about Splatter University is one of my bestest friends in the world, Julie Atherton. She's a West End leading lady, a writer, incredible director, and top-notch worm. Julie, hi.
Hi. That was really quick.
Yes, really quick start. You're in.
Yeah.
You're on. You're live.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm really good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. What you been up to? What you doing?
Stuff and things.
You're doing a play. You're rehearsing. Well, at the time of recording, you're rehearsing a play.
All right, telling me what I'm doing. Yeah, I am. I'm doing The Book of Dust at the Bridge. And yeah, it's a lot of puppeteering.
The Bridge is a theatre, by the way, to anyone.
Yeah, it's not just under a bridge.
Yeah, doing The Book of Dust.
Although that would probably be better, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
because
site specific.
Probably safer.
Well,
so,
is it sad?
Is it sad? It's scary in parts.
Oh, hello.
Yeah, a little bit
like
scary.
ghosty?
Yeah, and the thing is, I bought my nephew The Book of Dust.
You bought him? Oh, right.
No, I didn't buy him.
on the black market. You shouldn't go on record saying that.
From Wayfair. No,
Yeah.
nothing. Oh, you probably can't say that. No, I bought him The Book of Dust for his birthday, and it was in the teenage section at WH Smith. So
okay.
Know, fine. And I thought that's a great idea buying him that, because then he can come and see it. And then we did the read through, and I thought he's not coming to see this.
Really?
Yeah. It's a little bit rapey in parts. So,
oh, good. Oh, right.
Just need to, yeah.
Maybe not then.
Yeah. Some of the language, I think my sister would kill me, so that's not happening.
Fantastic. All right, well, that's that. On something slightly scarier, I kind of know, but what would you say your relationship with horror films is?
I mean, I had to endure a lot of them when I lived with you.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
yeah, I like them. They're good.
Yeah.
They're absolutely good.
They're absolutely good. That's reminded me for just tell the story for people at home. So my friend, a mutual friend of ours, we went to see a show and it wasn't very good. And so my friend afterwards, we bumped into a bunch of the cast, and she didn't want to be honest and say I didn't enjoy it, but she also didn't want to overdo it and go, "Oh my god, that was amazing," and be really disingenuous. So she just came out with, "Oh, I absolutely enjoyed it."
So that's warped over time too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's absolutely nice.
Oh my god, it's absolutely good. That's brilliant.
Yeah. So,
what about when you were a kid though? Were you allowed to watch them, or did you sneakily watch any that you can remember?
I totally used to sit behind the sofa and watch them all. And the thing is, I was less scared of them as a child because I guess I didn't really understand what was going on. I was just thrilled that I could watch them.
Yes.
But as I've got older, oh my god, they have got more terrifying, haven't they?
Yeah.
But we went to see, what was the awful
Hereditary.
one? Hereditary. Oh my god. Yeah, that's just horrendous.
Yeah. Horrendous.
Yeah.
No, but also what was great about that is neither of us knew what to expect. Like, we hadn't really looked it up or knew anything about it, and then we were just like, "Oh, I remember specifically."
Left in silence.
Yes, we did. Utter shock. Yeah. But I remember specifically you saying the words, because you're quite funny when you're when you're scared or something shocks you. You say something that doesn't quite match. So you went, "Oh, that's horrible." You're really scared and you went, "Oh, that's horrible."
A bit like, was it you or me that when the birds flew over a bit too close and you went, "Yay!" What I meant to say was, wrong reaction.
You didn't have time to think of being scared. Yay!
Yay!
So today specifically, we are going to be talking about Splatter University from 1984, actually filmed in 1981 and released in 84. I deliberately didn't ask you to prepare a synopsis, which I do all my guests, because I decided to put you on the spot.
Oh
no! So I'm going to say, Julie, what's the synopsis for Splatter University?
Okay. Weird, hopscotchy, priesty guy.
Hopscotchy.
Murders people in their genitals, it seems, a lot.
Yes.
Kills the main character and pisses everyone off about it.
That's it. Yeah. I'm green lighting that. That was the pitch when they went in. Before we talk about it in specifics, what's your general sort of overarching broad thoughts about Splatter University? Did you have a good time?
I mean, what a great title anyway.
Yes.
And I loved every minute of it. When I first started to watch it, I was like, oh, here we go. God, what am I watching now? What has he got me to watch? This is ridiculous. And the more it went on, I went, this is beautiful. And I actually can't wait to watch it again. I'm going to watch it again at some point. Like, really? It's one to watch in a group of people who know about film.
Yeah, definitely. I always say this on the show. It's a film that you can only watch it if you're going to talk about it afterwards.
Absolutely.
It's not like something you throw on a Sunday just for you.
I mean, to be fair, you've got time to talk about it during as well, because some of the shots are so long.
And pointless.
How is he still chasing her down the smallest corridor?
Yes. And for a film that's only 75 minutes, there is an astonishing amount of utterly benign scenes with no purpose or anything interesting to show. It was torturous. Apparently, the original film was only 60 minutes long, but a year later, in 82, they added an extra 15 minutes of scenes with the teenagers to flesh it out. And once I found that out, it made so much more sense, because the scenes where they're just hanging around, can't hear what they're saying, it's more entertaining if you stub your toe. Like, I wanted to shout at them, do something, you fucking losers.
It was just like worse than GCSE. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the acting was brilliant.
Some choices.
Some very strong choices. Or not. Sometimes no choices.
Sometimes absolutely no choice was made. Yeah, and the director, Richard Haynes, he was only, I think, 22 or 23.
Well, yeah.
Fair.
I mean, what was
You're not sure.
doing? Had he ever studied it before, or did he just picked up a camera and thought, yeah, let's do it?
I think pretty much that.
I noticed at the end that there was 4 writers on it. 4 of them. What? What do you mean? 4? What, did you write a word each and just guess?
Or did that thing of, when you all have a folded piece of paper, as someone draws the head of a person, then you draw the body, and then you draw the legs, and you see how it looks. Maybe they all just did that and then pieced it together.
And then thought, that's what Murder 1 looks like. That's
let's sort of talk through it a little bit then. So anyway,
right.
the sort of opening, it's in a mental institute. Actually, can you say that? Mental health facility?
Well, I think you can regarding this film, because it's just an absolute comedy in it was like the worst mental, in inverted commas, acting ever. There's like David Jason lookalike at the beginning doing his comedy little clown business. What's that all about? What?
I don't know. Is he the one with the sort of the doll's head, the giant head?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
he looks like David Jason, and he did that one. He's just clowning.
Yeah. Doing crazy acting, as you say. They're basically licking the walls.
Yeah.
And playing the toys.
Rocking. What's going on here? And also, why did we need that bit? Why did they kind of bookend it with the mental hospital bit? Just do the film. Yeah,
because I suppose it's meant to sort of be a twist at the end, which isn't a twist.
It's not a twist.
I think the fact that also there's immediately subtitles filling in missing story is very indicative of what's going on, because there's 2 doctors talking and it literally says in subtitles, William Graham, a paranoid schizophrenic, has been discovered missing. And it's like, oh, so you're telling us that in writing?
Oh, brilliant.
Cool. Also, can you be discovered missing?
I've just discovered.
Can you be discovered missing? I think you could be discovered to be missing.
Yeah,
he was discovered to be missing. No, I don't think you can.
Brilliant.
Are you discovered or are you missing? Which is it?
4 writers. 4 writers didn't spot that. Absolutely brilliant.
And we get the first kill, which is the blonde guy, the orderly, who finds the missing loony in a cupboard.
In his crotch. And then the next one in her tits.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, he goes for all the private places.
But that's not explained either.
No.
No.
What do you want?
Stabby McStabberson. I'm just going to stab your genitals.
But also, when he then gets back into the doctor's clothes after he's killed them, all the blood is there on the crotch, but no rip.
No.
So don't know where that went in. Also, did you notice that doctor already had blood on his coat when he was walking around? I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't actually.
Right, and I was like, well, it's not that kind of hospital, really. He shouldn't have blood spatter on his coat.
They'd obviously taken that again. Can we take that again?
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, I've got something to say about the blood, but that's at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Let's red paint. To that.
Okay, so then we get our first of several time jumps, and it says 3 years later.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
And then we've got a female teacher. There's someone at the door of the classroom, and that's when she gets stabbed in the tit. But I like that she holds it with 2 hands like Lois in Family Guy, like, two hands on the tit. Ooh.
Oh.
Right, so that is a very quick scene. And then this is where I needed to pause. So
when we get to the interview.
But then we get another time hop, and it says on the screen, the next semester, yesterday.
I did notice that, and I thought I was like,
Something's
am I
odd
going
there.
mad? Like,
Does that
which
make
one
sense?
is it?
Yeah, I guess St Trinian's College, the next semester, yesterday.
Yesterday, I noticed that. What was that about?
I'm trying to work out what they meant. So in a few months' time, the next semester, so 3 months' time, yesterday. What do you mean?
Yeah, are we gonna get to today in a minute? Or
why not just go 3 months' time today?
But not even that, just 3 months' time. That's fine.
Yeah, you don't need to say
just 3 months'
else.
time. Okay, so it's 3 months later. Great.
Cool. And then we meet Julie.
Yeah, that's why you...
I actually didn't know.
Did you know?
I didn't
I was like, oh, all right.
No, I didn't know. They only started calling her Julie towards the end. I was like, because it was
Jules.
like Parker before that, Professor Parker. What did you think of her as our protagonist?
I mean, well, I wasn't sure if I was watching a porn movie or not, if I was honest. So, I mean, possibly the best actress in it, though.
Definitely.
Well, actually, there is. I have a favourite character in it overall.
Oh God!
Who wins everything, hands down?
Oh,
can you guess?
Can I try and guess? Is it Mrs. Bloom?
No, I'm
not.
not sure whether it's a fully named character.
Is it? Is it one of the students?
It's the guy in the bar dancing in the background. Yes. Did you see him?
The flailing arms.
Dance is so special, and he keeps it up for the whole scene. And every time we cut back, he's still going for it. But like really serious though. He's not like he's not being silly. You know, like that's his dance.
Do you know, as he first came up in shot in the background, I knew you'd be watching it, and I thought, oh my God, she's going to say something about this.
Yeah,
of course
I love him.
And it's all you watch in that scene, him.
He's called
flailing.
David something. I remember. I couldn't pronounce his second name or remember it, but at the end I was like, man in the bar, man dancing in the bar. There he is, David. David, you did a wonderful job, and you are the star of this show.
Absolutely. We meet one of the priests. So Father Jansen, I think, is the main old one, who's the sort of dean of the college, and he tells her that, oh, by the way, there was a murder here last semester. There doesn't seem to be too much fuss made about that.
Strangest interview ever. So you want the job? Yeah, I want the job. I just got to warn you that it's a bit murdery, and you know that it's jinxed. Mm-hmm. So, and everyone else left, and they hated it, and no one wants this job, basically. So, do you still want it?
Right.
Because you have to have it. And she's like, yes. And then leaves. Like,
he basically goes, your classroom, by the way, is a murder site and it's cursed.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like, well, hang on, your interview, you want her to take this job.
Right. You need to upsell.
So what you're doing. And also, if he's going to turn out to be the bad guy in the end, shouldn't he start off like a kind of good guy? Because he was just straight up looked like a vampire or a paedophile. Like there was something going on there.
Absolutely, completely. Like he had murder mouth, I call, which is like thin lips, and they're taut. Yes.
Yeah,
and
he's like eyes, and he's like
And so at the end, obviously, I think it's meant to be a twist.
Yeah,
but I'm like, no, he has killer written all over his murderous face.
Yeah. All over his vampire face.
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But he was in a wheelchair.
Right, and he's got a shaky knee.
Yeah. And that's never explained.
No, they gloss over that. And obviously that's meant to be a big deal later on as well. And I'm like, I don't really...
What does it mean?
I don't know.
Like people with shaky legs murder a lot.
I guess it's meant to be like, oh, I never suspected him as the killer because he was in a wheelchair. But actually, he's just sitting down in a chair that happens to have wheels.
Oh my God, he was... I've so much to say about this.
Did you know when she's moving into her new apartment, did the drawer moment bother you at all?
Oh, the drawer moment.
So she's unpacking her suitcase in her new, because she's got the job, so she's moved in with Mrs. Bloom or whatever it is. She's like, yay, she's unpacking, and she opens a drawer. She just gathers up all the clothes from her suitcase, stuffs it all into one drawer,
really badly. Doesn't fold the thing.
Doesn't fold, stuffs it all in, closes it, and an arm of a sweater is just trapped, sticking out of it.
Yeah.
She didn't use any of the other drawers. She's just all in one drawer. It's so annoying.
And when she's packing the car as well, when she's all stressed, and she's obviously someone has gone, right, okay, you're packing and you're really not happy about it. Like, you're really annoyed.
That's the direction.
Everything she did was, slam, That's like, okay, I think we get it. Well, it's never going to fit if you keep doing that.
Yeah. That's the thing. I went through so many emotions, not from the plot, but watching the film. I got frustrated. I found it hilarious. I found it annoying. I went through so many different personal, physical emotions throughout. Then we've got one of those pointless scenes where it's just teens sitting on a car going, talking like that.
And then he catcalls her. He catcalls that girl. And then the girl next to him goes, why don't you catcall me like that? Like, what? Really? That's so problematic.
Yes. Why are you encouraging that?
Yeah, I forget that they were all written like, oh no, because women love that.
Yes,
women love
absolutely.
It.
They want to be
you. Do that to me. I wish you'd sexually assault me in the street. Don't worry, babe, you'll get it later.
I want to be.
Oh God.
It's wonderful.
So problematic.
But then he barks at her anyway. He goes, whoa.
Obviously, because, she didn't take on his advances.
Wow. And but we get some deep stuff. There's this one Kath who's missed her period and she's worried that she's pregnant. And this is it's so annoying. So they're all outside and obviously they've had to redub it, but they've definitely dubbed it in a small room. So there's people outside talking, but they sound like they're talking against a wall. And I was like, oh my God, I can see the room you're in just from hearing it, that you're recording this thing. It was so annoying.
Oh, it's so special.
But she's talked about the abortion laws and stuff in class. And so Julie, the new teacher she gets called back to Father Jensen's office because she was talking about that. And now he does one of the most infuriating things. He goes, are any of your students giving you any trouble? She goes, no, why? He goes, some of them have done some terrible things. And she goes, like what? And he goes, never mind. Like, no, you can't do that. You can't do that.
Never mind.
I do mind. It's like going, can you keep a secret? Oh, actually, never mind. That's not allowed.
Yeah,
when
so
people
annoying.
do that.
Annoying.
That's when I think violence is acceptable in my book. It's like, what you want to do is you want to grab them by the hair, get them really close, and just go,
never mind. Don't say it in the first place.
Tell me the fucking secret.
Except for their acting was, never mind. Like when you're at school and you do the American acting.
Yes. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Oh my God,
let's do this. Oh, come over here. Everything was like that. It's like everything was on the same level.
Yes. It really, I know exactly what you mean. It was all that.
And,
oh, hey, I'm so upset with you. Oh, but shave your ass next time I kiss it.
And when they did they kept doing the suspense moment where it's like, oh, is this a killer moment? No, it's just a joke. And when the guys come through the window.
With
in the party,
tights on his head.
Yeah.
And a knife.
So that's like a jump. But it's, to pow. The ginger one.
Yes.
Yeah. So to pow, looking all sultry.
Denise.
He's obviously been told, by the director, right, what I want you to do now is scream, but don't worry, it's just a joke. It's just your mates. Yeah. But she's forgotten to do both reactions, like, oh, I'm scared, and now, oh, it's okay.
Right, the relief.
She did them both at the same time. She went, ha ha! She laughed. You have to watch that moment. Her reaction is brilliant. She's just laughing. She's doing she's embarrassed to scream.
Right. So she didn't do the two.
She goes, ah! She's so embarrassed she's screaming.
But also, what idea is this? Do you know what? I'm going to put tights on my head, climb up the fire escape with a big knife, jump through the window, and then go, let's have a party, guys. When was that a good idea? And this Denise, the Tapao girl, her and Tony are making out. And she asks him, if he has a condom. He goes, yeah, I put one on an hour ago before I headed over.
Yeah.
Now, okay, let's talk about this for a second, because logistically, did he put it on when he was flaccid? Because then it will need rolling and adjusting when it comes to.
Yeah.
I just don't think there's any advantage on putting it on an hour
I'm not
early.
sure he was telling the truth.
No, but he didn't. But it wasn't delivered as a joke.
Oh no, just this whole show was a lie.
Yeah, sure.
It was horrible.
Yeah. There's the girl Darlene, who I think is Tony's girlfriend, but she gets slashed in her car, not across the throat, across the forehead.
Yes, that was so weird. But her reaction to that, where she just goes into it, she goes, "Oh, it's happening."
Yes,
and so the director's gone, "Can you move in so that we can get the angle right?" Yeah, okay. Is that where you want me? Is that where you want me, killer? Yeah, just there. And then suddenly she grew a massive forehead.
Yes, really bumpy.
Yeah. And then he just argues with her. She's dead in the front. He's like, "Oh, be like that then." You're like,
that one.
Surely from that angle you can see the blood. Because the only thing you can see is her head.
He's a prick anyway, that guy. The toxic masculinity. Another very bizarre scene. So Julie, our teacher, she has a delivery. She opens it. And she says, "I didn't order this." And it's a stack of religious books. And then it says, 3 weeks later. That's it. What do you mean?
But the music underneath going, "Something's gonna happen." She's like, "Ah."
Yeah. It's this ominous moment. She opens the package. It's 2. "Do you believe in Christ? Come to the church." And then it goes, 3 weeks later. What are you talking about? I'm not sure
I can't be bothered to go into that one.
Yeah, and I'm not sure they really know why there are passages of time, why they're putting them in. It's not utilised to further anything in the story. It's just when they don't know how to end a scene,
just want to explain that this has gone on for ages.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's just like
there's been a lot of murders, but we can't afford to show them all, so we're going to do 3 weeks later.
So now it's 2 months later, yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. Oh no!
Then this Mark guy. So I think he's one of the faculty. So Parker goes on a date with him, Julie, and this is very interestingly edited because it happens very quickly. She arrives at his house, and the dialogue basically goes like this: "Should we see a movie? Sure. Say, that was a great movie. Yeah. Want to come back to mine?" I was like, what?
Wow.
It's so quick.
It's that easy.
Yeah.
It is that easy though, isn't it?
I suppose so.
Some of the killings were my favourite things.
Talk to me.
The knife in the obvious pillow is just brilliant.
The witch?
When he knifes her in the chest.
Yes.
But it just kind of goes, "Phew."
Through fabric.
Through fabric, and then blood like dribbles out, and it's just perfect.
Yeah.
And when he chases her though, like must be like we know it's quite a short corridor, but it goes on for ages because he's obviously using the same shot over and over.
Yes.
And hasn't he's hurt his leg or something, and he's basically doing hopscotch down the hall. So he's kind of going hop, hop, step, hop, hop, but still carrying the knife in that menacing way, like so that it's really forward, even though he's ages away from her. And also, you can get like a lot more speed on you if you just let the knife go for a bit and just knife her when you get there. I mean, I'm not giving him tips on murdering or anything, but come on. It was so bad.
I do love that because obviously they want it to look like it's a really long and tense chase scene, and he's basically running on the spot, isn't he?
But no, he's not even running. Hop, hop, step.
Yes, yeah.
Hop, hop, step. Hop, hop, step. Like, oh, come on, change it out of it.
There's a very flippant moment when, like Julie's mate says after that date, about Mark. She goes like, "Oh, he dated the teacher who was murdered." And suddenly we're in a car. They've stolen his keys. They're on their way to break into his house. And I'm like, whoa, that escalated quickly. And she breaks into his house, pulls out some newspapers and leaves. And then he sees
I
them.
think they suspected him because every time he arrived, there was really annoying music. Like,
Yes.
the bad person's coming, the bad person's coming.
Totally. And he was always like, he's always had a scowl on his face.
Yeah. And then he'd be like, oh, hi, I've just turned up after there's a murder.
Yes.
Yeah, really annoying.
Yeah. It doesn't quite work, does it? There's never one police person anywhere. And the school, because her mate winds up dead in a locker, and the school doesn't shut down at all. I mean, there are bodies piling up. Yeah, education reigns in this
just
place.
jinxed, isn't it? Nobody questions the priest either. I mean, right.
We should talk about the end and the big reveal, I guess.
To that.
Yeah, come on.
But hold on. There is a scene in there where the other priest...
Yes, that's actually the director.
Is it?
Yeah, because the guy they hired didn't turn up for the shoot.
Oh, wow, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Because T'Pau goes in there to just show a bit of boob, doesn't she?
Oh, yes, I forgot about that.
I never understood that scene. Like, is she wanting him to do that? Or what's she doing? Because she's basically just giving him a little titty show, isn't she? She's like, look at my knees.
Yeah, what's her end game?
I don't know. I don't know the point of that scene. But mainly because I was laughing over it. Because I was like, I can't believe it. And he was doing that, like, carry on. Like, woo!
Yeah.
Woo!
Squeaks!
Yeah.
Wow, 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 wow. Yeah.
Aruga! Aruga! So yeah, he was doing all these Scooby-Doo things.
I forgot about that actually.
But yeah, so the big reveal. But what I love is that when he's about to get caught, so somebody's coming and he realizes he's got blood all over him because he used the crucifix, the knife in the crucifix and everything.
Yes,
and he starts licking his can you imagine that? Obviously, there was no DNA then.
Right, yeah.
Like, come on. Seriously, that's what you're going to do to clean up, lick your out. Oh,
get rid of the evidence.
Like, really licking it off, but then fails to get the blood off the knife and all.
But hangs
all on
it
the
back
wall.
up.
That's what I mean. Well, he must have put it back in there.
Yeah.
But why was he so meticulous about getting it off his hands and his face and all that?
Absolutely.
But he thought, it doesn't matter about the blood on the crucifix on the wall. It doesn't matter. The first thing you see when you come in, but that little bit under my nail and my knuckle.
That's right. Yeah, as soon as you come in, it's like a big statement. There's blood on the wall.
That's all you see, yeah. Absolutely ridiculous.
I know. I guess it's meant to be a surprise, but as we both said, it's just like...
No.
He all I heard in the first scene, I didn't hear the words he was saying. He was going, killer, killer, killer. I'm a killer, killer, killer. I'm the killer, killer. Welcome.
He was.
It's ridiculous. Oh. Interesting though that he catches her and kills her.
I know.
I was like, hang on, you can't do that.
Can't do that. Well, they couldn't do most of it.
True.
They didn't.
No, they didn't.
They didn't. They just went, yeah. It was a bit like, oh shit, I haven't done my homework. We're meant to hand that film in.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
yeah.
God,
that film.
That blockbuster movie. What was it? Right, don't worry. I've got a little camera. It's all right, fine.
I can throw it together.
We'll just use the same scenes over and over again, and don't worry. We've got no actors. That's okay.
Yeah. Well, funny you should say that as well, because they had the college where they were filming. They had it booked for 2 weeks. That when they're allowed to film there for 2 weeks, and then a couple of days before they were like, sorry, you can only have 1 week now. So they just did 14 days of shooting in 6 days.
And probably thought, right, I'm going to get my dancing mate in it. My mate Dave, he's such a good dancer. Let's just get him in it. If anything goes wrong, he'll give us our money's worth. Oh, he really did that dance.
It's wonderful, isn't
amazing.
it?
Yeah,
I knew you'd love that.
To watch it.
I'll have to try and make a GIF out of it. But he rips her back open, kills the person we've invested in for the last 70 minutes. Yeah. And then Mark, the creepy guy who we don't know or really like, he catches him. And then, he's back in the loony bin. And that's when we're meant to go, oh, of course, that pointless scene at the beginning. He was the one that escaped.
But also, like, why? That's not an explanation.
No.
You can't do that. Don't do that.
You hear one orderly go, huh.
He was just mad.
Yes, he goes, oh, God, 3 years. Apparently he's been disguised as a priest at a college.
Disguised?
That's not an explanation.
Also, he's not really disguised, is he?
No.
Not really. I mean, he's like the head person there.
And
like, he did the interview.
Yeah, and to get to that level of notoriety in a college within 3 years. College. In 3 years, he's suddenly running the college, and he hasn't got any idea. He has to fake who he is. I don't think
police around.
That can happen. No. How did he get to that position?
No one's questioning all the murders. No one's questioning the fact that they're eyeing up young girls.
Yeah. Why he's not shutting down the school when everyone's dropping.
But why was Matey Boy, like the other priest who came, he went, I'm just going to sit at the back of the class and watch this, that moment.
Yes.
Like, why is he so concerned about, what's he doing there? What was that about? I'm still confused about that.
Well, it's him that runs and goes, oh, they were talking about abortions, and that's what gets her called back in. But
hang on a minute. There's been murders at your school. Why are you worried about abortions? You're worried about actual big people getting murdered, not potential people.
Yes.
Like, it's really political. Oh, abortion is so wrong. So's murder. But no one's looking into it. The police has got blood under his nails. Oh no, he licked it off. Don't worry.
Oh yeah.
It's fine.
I think you said pleased, which I enjoyed.
Pleased.
Priest.
Did I say? Oh, did I say pleased?
I think so, which I enjoyed. What I hadn't seen this before, but I knew exactly what kind of film it was because it's a TROMA film. So TROMA is a very low budget production company. They do B movies. A lot of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Low budget. I wouldn't have thought that.
So it's Lloyd Kaufman. It's his company, and I think there are hundreds of TROMA films. So they're basically all these films where someone has made a cheap, tacky film with their mates, and then gone to TROMA, and they go, "Yeah, we'll buy the rights for $50," and then they distribute it. And so this is just the tip of the iceberg of the amount of films in TROMA. So I think you would love them, and I knew TROMA.
Yeah,
and I think they're pretty much all on YouTube. But I knew brilliant. I wanted to show you a TROMA film, and I'm so. But the thing is, isn't it so much better than just a bad film?
Yeah, it's amazing. We're gonna make a film that basically doesn't just break the rules, ignores them all.
Yeah.
We're not doing that. We're not doing continuity. We're not doing none of that. Right. Nothing. Yes. Not even a plot, in fact. We're not even going to explain it. Well, we are going to explain it, but it was a bit like the Dallas moment. Oh, he was just in the shower. It was a dream.
Yeah, the whole time. Yeah.
What? What do you mean it was a dream?
It's quite funny that you just mentioned continuity, actually, because you're right. There was no continuity person. So Forbes Riley, who played Julie, the lead, she, a few days into shooting, she realised no one was checking what they were wearing the last time we did this scene, or no one was doing anything, and people were wearing different things. So she took it into her own hands and went, right, I'm going to take a record of what's going on. So she actually became the continuity woman.
What, the best actress in it?
Yeah. So she actually also became the continuity person.
Did she do anything else after that?
Yes. Not huge things, but she did Sweet Valley High. She did 3 episodes of Sweet Valley High.
I love those books. I never watched it though.
She did Power Rangers Turbo. She played Delisha and Neve in that for an episode.
Delisha.
She was also in an episode of Boy Meets World. She was in 2 episodes of 24.
Wow, really? Wow.
Yeah. And she's in pre-production for a film called Ollie's Greatest Gift, in which she plays Judy. Let's see what it's about. This is the synopsis for Ollie's Greatest Gift. Christmas is going to bring a gift Oliver never knew he deserved as he becomes the father he was always meant to be. Sounds good.
Great. Sounds absolutely good.
Absolutely good. Thank you so much for doing this. I'm so glad you got it. You got it. You get it.
Just thank you. It was absolutely good.
That's the most. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you. Tell the people at home where they can find you online, but also when and where your show will be playing.
Well, people, where they can find me online.
Not like.
Is that what you just said?
No, I don't mean like on YouPorn. I mean like, what's your Twitter handle? She hasn't done this before, people.
My Twitter handle is, well, it's just my name. It's just Julie Atherton. Julie Atherton. There's an underscore in there in the middle of it.
Well, you need to say that.
All right, Julie _Atherton.
There you go. And the play.
www.
Oh my God.
JulieAtherton.com. That's almost up and running.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the play? The play?
And the play is called The Book of Dust, La Belle Sauvage. And it's on at the Bridge Theatre. It previews on the 30th of November and it opens on the 7th of December, I believe.
Nice.
Yeah,
is it Christmassy?
The end of February.
No.
Do you know what? I think it will be a nice Christmas treat. It's going to be...
Is it wintry?
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be a bit of a spectacle. I'm going to make a spectacle of myself.
You always... One way or another, there's going to be a spectacle.
Yeah.
Well, then all I have to say is, people on the love train, join hands.
People on the love train,
join hands. People on the love train, join hands. People on the love train, join hands. People on the love train, join hands. Just two perfectly normal people having a chat. Thank you so much, Julie, for coming on. That was a lot of fun. I hope everyone else had as much fun listening to it as we did recording. What a brilliant guest and a brilliant film. I say brilliant film. Yes, next week then, Rotters, I shall be covering the Roger Corman-produced Humanoids from the Deep from 1980. So if you want to check that out before next week's episode, go ahead and do that. If you'd like to find us on the socials, as I mentioned earlier, on Twitter and Letterboxd, we are Stevie's Brainrot. On Instagram and Facebook, it's BrainRotPod. You can email me. The address is steviesbrainrot@gmail.com. And if you'd like to grab some merch, including caps and t-shirts, then just go to steviesbrainrot.com. I think that's everything. Happy birthday to me! Toodles!